Hey guys, so today we're making a second Warhammer painting tutorial, but this time it's the Xenos. No Imperial armies. So this is a story of how I made brass armor shade, 9th edition, without buying anything. By only using what I had, not necessary that you should have it. Just in my opinion, the new set of Warhammer paints that were released for Necrons are not worth it. First of all, the new Tesseract glow that they call it is just a mixture of mood green with white and yellow. And second of all, Iron Hand Steel may be a shinier version of Leadbelcher, but we're not really doing that. We're not really any longer making our models in metal shade. We have a new scheme that is in brass armor. So we need brass armor shade as well as Leadbelcher, the new Leadbelcher. We need to buy and buy and buy. Instead of that, we can just use Leadbelcher for basing that I just have. And we can use only these 2 Citadel paints and 1 extra optional paint to make a really good looking, almost identical brass shade. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So what we have here is copper and gray. First of all, copper can be any copper, anything that you have. It might be Balthazar gold. That might work because that's a bit coppery, and it can work. And then we have gray. Any kind of gray can work. Not necessarily you need mechanical standard gray, but even normal acrylic paints can work. So normal acrylic paints are the same thing as Citadel paints. Citadel paints are no different, but they are good. They are good, I admit that. But just the new set of paints, it's too expensive and not worth it. Just the paints is like $3 bucks. So anyways, this video is about how you can save money and make good looking brass shades without buying stuff. So here I have a bit of gray, only a bit, don't take much. If you want the brass shade to be dark though, you can add a lot of it. But if you don't want any darkness in your brass shade, then you can just skip this stage. Yes, don't add the gray, just add a little bit if it means something to you. So we're done with these 2. This is how our solution looks. Pretty ugly for now, but trust me, it'll change. Then we have this white. Now white in Citadel terms is white. Corax white. It can be, I don't know what else paints Citadel uses as an alternative for white. White is white. White does not change. White is a color, and it is a singular color. Even if it has different names, it's just one color. So it doesn't matter if you use Citadel or not. I'm just using a local acrylic paint. And yeah. Now I mix the white into the copper solution, copper / gray solution we have, then that makes it look more like a skin tint. I'll just show you in a minute or half. Yeah, this looks like pretty much skin tint. So what you want to do now is, this paint is more like a wash, not a layer paint. So this will allow it to spread on your model, spread freely onto your model. Add more water to make it thinner, more thinner, and more thinner than actual thin paints. So make it more like a wash, but at the same time, don't make it too fluid-like. Just spread it over your model. Not necessarily you need to use this size brush. You can, of course, you can use any size of brush you desire. So if you like these tutorials, please leave a like, so that we can do more tutorials together, and I can show you more techniques of how to paint Necrons. This can be a useful tip to anyone who is starting Necrons in 9th edition. For 8th edition players, yeah, 8th edition players are also not used to this brass thing. Well, I'm not professional at painting. It's not really like I've been through a lot of painting, but still, I know that the new set of paints costs you like more than $30. The paint set is reasonably good. It gives you 3 warriors with it to paint, but again, you don't want to waste $30 on something that like paints. Okay, so now how it looks like, it's not much different. It's not changed now. And it's more of a skin tint. So what you gotta do to make it more darker looking, or not, or you can just go with the skin tint if you like, but I don't like the skin tint shade, so I'm going with copper, more copper. Always remember, if you want to make it dark, use a bit of gray, mostly use copper, and if you want to make light, then just use some white. Then rhymed. Okay, just apply it on shadowy areas where less light reaches. Here we go. Yes. Just like that. This is a wow looking. Now this really changes the effect. This really does. So this was it. This is it. This is how your final model should look like. Wait, this is just painted right now, but I wanted to show you how it will look after it is dried. So for this, I don't think I used the same quantity of brass. It looks different on camera, but if you personally view it, it looks more like it could use more copper, certainly, but this is the normal skin tint and this is the normal added copper. 9th edition is a brilliant edition, I think, but for the I was just disappointed with the paints. If you'd like, you can also finish everything with a lot of white if you like. But what I'd suggest is that use white for edge highlighting so that it looks better. And yeah, that was my painting tutorial. Exactly. I'm not professional, but this turns out the results will truly satisfy you. I'm not sure, but it will. And if you would like more of our painting tutorial videos, just leave a like and comment down below what we should do for our next video. I have a lot of tips and tricks more to show you about Necrons. So that's bye for now.